Hey guys, today I've got something to show you that I've been wanting to show you for months. But with our move and all, it's just been, well, it's been too busy to get to it. We're going to show you how to connect this 54 blade used for snow removal to the loader. I would say this 54 blade is the most popular snow removal blade for the 1025R at this point. This blade typically connects to the tractor via the mechanism, I think they call it a quick hitch. We have an episode where we show exactly how this blade connects to the tractor, to the quick hitch. There's several different pieces, including this strange one that most folks don't know what to do with, including me when I first got mine. We lay it all out on the concrete, we show you how to connect it, and this video has gotten rave reviews actually. It's called Deere 54 Quick Hitch Snow Blade Installation and Review, I believe is what it's called. We'll put a card in the corner if your device supports that. We'll put a link in the description as well. I actually think that blade solution is great for my needs. We don't get a huge amount of snow here in Indiana, so we don't have a need to pile snow really high to get it out of the way. We just need to get it off our driveways. And when you connect it directly, the blade is very compact, very close to the tractor, makes it easy to turn in tight spaces. Overall, it's a great solution for me. However, I've heard from several other people that one of the weaknesses of this blade is the inability to push up into a big pile. Well, that's what we have a solution for today. And with this solution, you get the best of both worlds. You can still hook it directly to your tractor, same mechanism, or you can put it on your Artillian fork frame. So let's get started. When we connect it directly to the frame here, we don't need this piece that I was telling you about. This extra little adapter, which makes it look like somebody was just trying to glue two pieces together. We don't need that. So we'll set that aside. Now there's another piece we don't need, and that's this lift cylinder. In fact, it kind of gets in the way for us. So we're going to take that lift cylinder and we're going to replace it with this solid piece of steel. Now there's multiple holes in this. It doesn't matter which one we put that in for now. It will matter a little bit later when we get to a later step. Now on mine, I've got some cotter keys here that are bent way back. Now when you're removing cotter keys, I recommend trying to get them absolutely as straight as possible before you remove them, especially if you're going to put them back in like I intend to. This particular portion of the process would need to be done each time. I don't really know if this cylinder has to be removed. You potentially could leave it on, but if it leaks down at all, it might cause a problem. So I'm going to remove it just to show you what the final configuration looks like. This pin has got itself twisted around where it's really hard to straighten. And that happens at times. For those times, it's nice to have a selection of cotter pins on hand so that you can replace one. If you can get them really straight, they'll come out real easily and go back in real easily. Okay, I had trouble getting this one very straight, and that's why it was very difficult to get out. This one, on the other hand, straightened right out and was easy to get. Sometimes they're easy and sometimes they're not. We'll pull those two pins, and that allows the top to swing freely here. So this is the cylinder we've taken off. It's the red and blue hoses. If you have any questions on that, we'll just set that aside because that's not needed. Okay. Dad always taught me to put in a cotter pin like that and only bend one of the two pieces. If you only bend one of the two, then when you get ready to take it out, that's the only one you have to bend back and everything should be fine. Now, of course, sometimes when they get used, they bend themselves. This other one, I think maybe, I'll see if I can find a replacement. Uh-oh. We've moved, and I have no idea where they are. Okay, strike that. I think I'll figure out how to use this one again. I do have a selection on hand, I just don't have them handy. So this one I think I can make work. Okay, that's that. Now right now I'm using my forks as a workbench. Use number 101 for a set of pallet forks. Got these forks at Artillian.com. We'll take a little closer look at them while we're here. Okay, I was getting double use out of my forks, using them as a workbench here. So I had to remove the blade from that. I think we'll remove this rack. This is one neat advantage to the Artillian forks. They have this removable rack. Without the rack, you have a really nice compact set of forks. With the rack, you have some additional height which you can lean material against or you can hold on to at times. Just maybe a little safety to keep it off of your tractor. Okay, so from the fork standpoint, you know what? I'm going to give you a closer look at these things. I've had these forks for 4 years. And if you've seen our videos, you can tell that we don't take it easy on them. I've abused them about as much as I possibly know how. These little tubes here are 1.5 inch tubes, only 1.5 inch diameter. And I have put all the pry and strain I can put on them, and I cannot bend them. They are just as straight and neat as they were when they were brand new. Now these are the 3 inch by 36 forks. These are the ones I bought originally, before I bought the tractor, in fact. My forks arrived before Johnny actually did. Now, I always find removing the forks to be a little bit cumbersome, or even sliding them, but one way to make it easier is to tilt your forks downward like this. But to remove them, you take them to the center, and then there's a gap down here, you can pull them right off. One advantage to the 36 inch forks is they're a little bit lighter. I still plan to do kind of a comparison of the 36 and 42s. I have both. Right now I'll just give you a little giveaway. I still like the 36s better. I mentioned one reason, they are lighter because they're shorter. Another reason, they're easier to maneuver. And the third reason is that you lose lifting capacity way out on the tips of a longer fork. Now if you're thinking about the width, the 3 inch versus a 4 inch fork, I see absolutely no reason for a 4 inch fork. None whatsoever on this little tractor. There's no way we can damage the 3 inch ones. They're plenty heavy, and you don't want the additional weight of a 4 inch fork. Any weight that's inherent in the forks themselves or in the frame is just a reduction of lift capacity. And with these little guys, you need all the lift capacity you can get. Okay, now we've got the bare frame. Yeah, I'm gonna twist that back upwards just a little bit. This right here is the magic piece to what we're doing today. So we just take it, we slide it right on the end of the fork frame. Now as I slide on, I need to make sure that these clips are folded over the front. If they get stuck down in here, we'd have to take it off again. In fact, I did once, and I just didn't show you that. Now some of you folks are probably asking, I wonder if this fits other brands of fork frames. Honestly, I don't know the answer to that, but I will say that this is yet another reason why I really love the Artillian system. They've got all these adapters and extensions that allow me to use my tractor for a larger variety of tasks, to fulfill more of my needs. This is just one example. There's a whole bunch of them on their website, and we're going to try to keep showing you some of these other attachments for the frame throughout the next year or so as we go along. Okay, now we got to put these clips on. So there are holes in this black adapter, and those holes are where we're going to insert these clips. So you insert them like this, what seems like upside down to me, and then you just fold them over. Okay. The only purpose of this is to make sure that the clip doesn't fall off and get lost. So we'll do the same thing to this other side. Put it in just like that, fold it over. Doesn't matter which way you fold them over, they just need to be straight down so that the clips can't come in or out on their own. These are the same clips that they use on the Artillian grapple, which also attaches to this frame. I've found them to work fine, work very well. That looks good. Now remember earlier we said that you could put this bar in any position you really wanted it in. At this point in the instructions, they suggest leaning the forks all the way back to the full stop position and then setting the blade on the ground and making sure that the feet and the cutting edge are on the ground at the same time, and then readjusting this as necessary. I think this is going to take me a little bit of experimentation. I don't think I'm going to adjust it at all for now. I've put it in the second hole from the front, and I think I'm just going to leave it there for a little while and see how this works out for me. You know, you also have the adjustment of these feet. By the way, do you notice these feet? See these big feet? Much better than the little narrow things that come on the Deere blade naturally. You can get these feet at heavyhitch.com. Yeah, coupon code TTWT, 5% discount at checkout. Okay, so I'm not going to adjust that any further. Instructions, instructions, instructions. Who reads instructions? Aha! Who reads instructions? Sometimes you actually learn something. We instinctively mounted our adapter right in the middle of the fork frame. This instruction sheet points out that you can run it on either side as well. Now they give you specifics about where you could put it safely, but that's an interesting idea. For my blade, I don't think I can come up with any need to have it offset, but it's kind of a nifty idea. Any more nuggets like that in here? There is one more useful piece of information. Well, actually, there's probably lots more useful information in the documentation, but one more that I feel like I must mention, and that is when you use this blade on the loader, and quite frankly, anytime you're using this blade on snow, you need to have this mechanism set in the trip position. That means when you hit something, it will spring forward like this. It's not that, I mean, I'm pulling it down to illustrate it, but if you hit something with the cutting edge, it will force it to go forward. If instead, this lever right here is put down in this hole, then it's locked. And I'm telling you what, if you'll hit something with your cutting edge when it's locked like this at a high speed, you won't like the results. So either you are going to end up over the seat and on the hood, or some part of this blade is going to not be quite as straight as it was before. So leave this in the spring position. That leaves us with the angle blade. We have to have this angle cylinder on here. Well, I don't suppose we have to, but it certainly is a lot nicer to have the power angle on your blade. So how are we going to connect these when we've only got 2 circuits on the tractor? We actually have 2 choices. One choice is you can get a set of extension hoses, and that will connect from these hoses back to your dump curl valve on the loader. So with that approach, you leave this always tilted back like this, and you continue to use the dump curl circuit to do the angle. The other approach is to use an Artillian diverter kit. Hey, this is another way to combine a few of the expenses. The Artillian diverter kit that you have for the grapple works perfectly. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hook mine up to my Artillian diverter kit. And look at that. Yellow to yellow, black to black. I might ought to loop those through that. I don't know. I want to be able to curl it myself. So yeah, that's probably good right there. Let's see if it works. Okay, it works well. That little hop at the end was because I was mistakenly letting off of the button before I turned loose the lever. So that was entirely correctable. I like the looks of this. Well, you could push up big snow piles with this. I can't wait for a big snow now. We never get big snows like that here in the Midwest. You guys in the Northeast are always complaining about, oh, I got this big snow, I got 4 feet of snow. I'd love to have that kind of snow. That would be amazing. You know, we get 4 inches, maybe 6 inches. Woo, we got a blizzard, 10 inches. Yeah, I'm envious. Hope you can't tell. Hey, before I let you go from this video, I want to show you a couple other things. You can actually see these that are 4 years old. That's the same thing you get right here. These are the Artillian wings. Takes a 54-inch blade and makes it a little bit longer. Yes, you can get a 60-inch blade now, but the 54 with these wings allows you to hit something. Yes, I hit my own car. No big deal. Wings just bend a little bit. That's kind of an advantage there. By the way, this whole quick hitch system will work with the 60-inch blade, including the Artillian pieces that we've shown you here. You can still use the 60-inch, that's fine. But I just wanted to show you these wings. It's true that you can make these yourself. In fact, probably a suggestion I would have for you is, given that Artillian provides the hardware, meaning the longer bolts that you need, they provide all these bolts and they provide a longer bolt for here. They also have these cut perfectly. So I would suggest maybe you buy one set of these from Artillian, and then if you ever need to replace them, if you feel the need, you can buy some of this for belting or whatever it is. I think you can get a horse mat and cut it out of it, or you can just buy another set. But anyway, mine's 4 years old. These wings are, I think, 4 years old, 3 years old anyway, and they're still doing fine. Now, I'll set those down. Along the same lines, here's the rubber cutting edge. Again, with hardware. After your first one, just go ahead and get the hardware with this one. After your first one, if you want to make your own, that's fine. Of course, this does have the reinforcement in it. Now, right now, I'm running a hard plastic. What is it? UHMW, UMHW, something like that. You guys figure it out. I got this one from Heavy Hitch. Both Artillian and Heavy Hitch offer these hard plastic ones. I haven't tried them both side by side. I don't know which one's better or worse. For me, I personally prefer the rubber version for a hard concrete or asphalt sidewalk. I think it does a fabulous job. It's super quiet. It doesn't last quite as long probably as this hard one, but I really like just how the rubber works. Choose your poison there. I mean, whichever one that you prefer, but in either case, they are much better than the steel cutting edge, which you see on the top here. The steel cutting edge, which comes with the blade itself. I would highly recommend you choosing one of these two approaches because you'll like the results much better. If you've already got a 54-inch quick attach blade, 60-inch quick attach blade, this is a wonderful solution, especially for those of you I'm jealous of in the Northeast that get big snows. There are many other snow removal configurations available for the Deere 1 Series. I go through a fairly long list of them on my website, tractortimewithtim.com. I try to go through pros and cons of each one of them. I start with the least expensive edition that I know of, which is the bucket, totally straight with nothing added to it. A very inexpensive addition is the Edge Tamers, which allows the bucket to go across grass or rocks without picking it up. I would show you those, but did I tell you that we just moved? I think I could find those in a pinch, but I don't have them right here in front of me. There are so many configurations for the 1 Series snow removal, I can't even remember them all. So go to the website, check them out. My favorite in the city was this blade directly attached to the tractor because of our lack of heavy snows. If we got heavy snows, this would be my favorite configuration. Notice that I haven't mentioned a blower. I have no need for a snow blower. It is slower, it throws snow and makes it a lot less pleasant to drive on the tractor. You'll have to get advice for someone else on that. If you do get huge amounts of snow and a blower is required, which it is in some areas, I suspect a cab would be pretty high on the list in that case. Okay, I hope this has helped. Check out Artillian.com. This video is sponsored by Artillian. I really appreciate their partnership with us. They have really nice products, from the forks, the grapple, all of these other extensions. Check them out. You'll love them. I know they're a little bit expensive, but they're worth it. I mean, you want to do it right. If you're like me, I'm tired of buying junk pieces of equipment. I want to buy the good stuff. Thanks for watching. I hope you get lots of snow this winter, and we'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim. That's my CO detector. Darn CO detector takes all the fun out of it.